in this video, which is part 12 of the how to create a custom candlestick chart in Chart.js, we're going to work on the crosshair and specifically the crosshair label at the side here. As you can see here, if I hover over this, it will show you the exact value of the closing value. So let's start to look how we can do that. So now let's look at what we're going to do exactly. So basically we want to make sure, and I said we could put the label at the right side, but I think on the left side is fine as well. So I'm going to do that. But if you say you want to prefer it on the other side, which is fine, put it in the comment section below and I will let you know. So what I want to do now is I want to hover over these and then of course show the value here, specifically the closing value. So let's start to do this. So I'm going to scroll down here and we're going to look here at the crosshair. Let's see, there we are. And within the crosshair, we have this area here and we can just continue on here. This part here was related to the cursor, but then here we're going to make now a crosshair label. So that will be the label itself. Luckily this is quite straightforward. What we need to do here first of all is say ctx.begin path and make sure this is capital P. So it's a independent shape. Next, what I want to do here is to create our color. So our color will be just match with this dotted line here. I guess this is a solid gray color, so we can maintain that one. So I will not specify anything else on there because the color is already set else above, and we can just reuse that. If you don't want to reuse that, we can assign another color here. Then just all you have to do is just to copy this, reassign it here. But we have it here and we didn't do any restore functionality, and the restore functionality basically undoes everything we said above. So we can maintain this. So we're going to say begin path. I'm maintaining grays, and then I'm going to say here fill rectangle. And then what I'm going to do here is the following. We need to have here basically 4 variables. We have the x start, y start, x I guess end, and then the y end. So to do this, what I'm going to do is we're just going to grab a lot of information we already have here above. So where would we like to start? Well, in this case, we want to start, the label should be from this starting point here all the way to this left side here. This starting point here on the horizontal level is 0 pixels. So the first x is 0, and then we have the second, or the second variable, which is the y start, and then the y start will basically be, I guess we can say, this point here. So we're going to grab this, put that in there, and the reason why is when we hover over it, we want to make sure that the line follows all the way here, and we have to later on center that. But once we have a visual, it becomes easier to understand what we're going to do after to center it. So we're going to say we have this plus that, and then we have here the y, or sorry, the x end. The x end will be the left side here, specifically from here to this point. Once we have that, comma, we have then the y end, and the y end is, or basically how many pixels should it have. Let's make this 24 pixels for now, and later on we're going to see how that looks like. If I refresh now, there we are. You can see here it is not in the center. The reason why it's not in the center, it starts at the bottom. Basically it starts at the bottom of the line. What we want to do is we want to push it up. Because we know the height of the item here, we can do it here as well. So all we have to do here is we do here a deduction of 12, which is 12 of that, then save, refresh, and then we're exactly in the center. So 12 pixels above and 12 pixels below, because this here calculates the height of the shape, or the rectangle in this case. So we have that part here. Now we are done with that. And then you might say, well, hold on, if I go here, what happens if I have larger data? Because you might see here the data will be quite tiny. Well, luckily the scale, if the scale increases, this part will adjust as well, but we can adjust that later on. So what I want to do next is we're going to say here ctx, and what we want to do here for the ctx is fill style, because now I want the font color, but the font color will be a white color. So I'm going to say a white, and we have to force now a color. If we don't force a color, it will just grab the same color, and then you will not see the font, of course, or the text, because it's identical color. So the next thing what I want to do here is I'm going to say ctx.font to indicate the type of characters I want. So I want a bold, 12 pixels, inside, and we say sans serif as font family. Once we did that, I want to say here ctx.fill text and draw the text here. For now, I'm just going to say here hello, or yeah, like that. And then we have to put in here the x and y variable. So what is the x and y variable? In this case, our x variable will be, let's see, I guess it should be very close to the, well, it's the left side, but not really entirely left side, because there's still more. Well, we probably have to divide the left by 2, but let me just put in here left for now, or maybe even 0. You might say, well, we have to start at the very beginning, which is correct, and then we have here the y, and the y would be the pixels here, get coordinates for pixels. Is it that one? Yes, most likely we need to have this. So I'm going to grab this, put the y value here. If I save that, refresh, then if I hover over, as you can see here, the text is in there, but it is clipped off at the very beginning. The reason why is because the text starts at a certain structure. And what I need to do here, that's why I'm going to say here, I'm going to put in left. But if I do left, we will get also an undesirable item. Because you can see here, it pushes it on the left side and then it centers. It does center nicely. So somewhere I probably have a center. Have I? I don't see anything, so that's alright. I'll check that later on. But let's grab first the value. Put in this value in here. That's the first thing. Let's save that, refresh. Alright, and then what I want to do is I want to deduct this one. Oh, okay, I guess that's probably the reason we have to deduct this by 2. Then it's already in the center, bit like that. So what you might say here, well, it's in the center, but it's not really in the center. So the vertical level of center we need to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say here ctx dot text baseline equals middle, and then let's save that, refresh. Alright, so that looks very nicely. What I want to do is, because I'm still surprised that it was automatically centered in the center, but I'm going to just force that in there because maybe you might not have that. So I'm going to say text align equals center. I have a feeling that somewhere I forgot to reset it and the numbers are somehow being, or the text is automatically being centered. But to force this, because maybe I have something, I forgot something, or you don't have a certain part of it, you still want to force it in the center. This is how we do it. So now it's in the center, horizontally and vertically. So now I have this, but what I want to, of course, is have here 2 decimals. So I'm going to do this, dot 2 fix number 2, save, refresh. There we are. So now we have this here. So final item is, you might say, well, hold on, what if I want to put, for example, a $sign in front of it? Alright, so if you put in here a $sign, we have to concatenate. Say $sign, and then we say plus, and then maybe put a $sign space plus, like that. There we are. Then we have a problem. Alright, so let's adjust this. We can adjust this accordingly if we go here up. Let's see, sorry, again, it's in the options here. We have here the padding for the layout. What we could do here is comma, we're going to say here on the left side, we can increase the padding, let's say 10 pixels. If I save that, there we are. And now we have here additional space that looks nice. And you don't have to make it very big, because once you hit, for example, hit 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, or 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digits, this here will expand automatically. So that should not be any problem. So once you have a little bit additional space, that's already fine here, and this should work unless you want to have a full text or something. But of course, I don't recommend that. So now we have that one, and we could do one for the bottom here. I realize that it would be not really necessary if you have only like this, because 9 June it will specify it. But imagine if you have a full month, and then we don't have any more the specific dates, but we have just a month only, then you might want to have that one. Next video I will make one separate just for that, so you have it at least as an extra, so in case you have like a full month data.